Hello everybody! So today's pick a card reading is all about your crush, and I have 4 piles for you guys to choose from. Pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and pile 4. Go ahead and pause this video if you need to. Take as much time as you need to find the pile that sits right with your energy, as well as with your person's energy, and I will see you in a minute. Hi pile 1! So today's pick a card reading is an all about your crush reading, and the way we're going to do it is we're going to ask the tarot cards what it is that your crush desires in love. So this won't be necessarily what they desire with you, but it will give you insight into whether or not you're in alignment with what it is that you want. We'll also get into how they're feeling about you, how they see you, as well as what their biggest fears when it comes to love are. So let's go ahead and start with tarot first and see what comes through. What does pile 1's person want in love? What do they desire? What are they looking for? What do they want in love? What does pile 1's person want in love? It seems like their energy is a little cut off. Okay, so we have the 8 of Wands, the 7 of Cups. What does pile 1's person want in love? Okay, we have the 9 of Swords. The 4 of Wands. The 9 of Wands. What do they desire when it comes to love? We have the Magician, the Page of Pentacles. What do they desire when it comes to love? Okay, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and then on the back of the deck we have the 7 of Swords. Okay, so this person's energy was very difficult to get to. It was very cut off. I get the feeling that when it comes to love, this is something that they are not necessarily looking for entirely at the moment. I think it's interesting that we have the 7 of Swords as the bottom of the deck energy when it comes to what they would want. To me, this shows a fear of intimacy, a fear of being seen for who they are. What they're hoping for is something more surface level. Everything here is indicating that this person doesn't really have any intentions when it comes to love. They're kind of just flying by the seat of their pants and hoping that something comes along that looks nice or feels right, and then just kind of see where it goes. There's no intentions being set here. There are no intentions being set. There are some things that they don't want. They definitely want something that's easy. They seem like somebody who doesn't want a whole lot of drama, or someone who doesn't want to have to put in a whole lot of effort when it comes to a connection. And also, they're looking for something that's fun, but also balanced in the sense of perhaps it doesn't take over their entire life, or they don't lose their autonomy. And also they're looking for something that kind of gives them motivation. I think they might be one of those people who, when they're in connections, suddenly has the energy to do things that they didn't have the energy to do before. But yeah, when it comes to love, I would say that this person isn't necessarily looking for a life partner. They're not necessarily looking for a deep, intimate connection at this point in time. It seems as though they're really looking for something more surface level and something to just kind of spend their time, like waste the day away with. But yeah, let's see what it is that they're feeling for you. So when it comes to what they're feeling for you, we have the Father and a change in the wind. So I get the feeling that something has happened or something was triggered within them recently, which made them look at you differently. Perhaps you guys have been friends for a while and suddenly they're realizing that they have other feelings besides just friendship with you. There's also a need here to want to take care of you in a sense, but the father represents a duality of being present and also being absent. So they also feel that avoidance that I've been feeling here, where I think they're getting the feeling that if they were to change the course of this connection in any way, it would cause them to have to be intimate in a way in which they're just simply not comfortable with. And so that causes them to pull back a little bit. There's definitely a push-pull dynamic going on right now within their heart for you of wanting something other than just friendship. It could just be a physical connection of some kind, but at the same time, being very fearful of it. Let's go ahead and see how they see you. So they see you as the damsel and the dragon. So I get the feeling that they might be seeing you in both the light and the shadow attributes of the damsel, where they're seeing you as somebody who is pretty independent, who doesn't really depend on anyone else, and that's appealing to them because they don't necessarily want to have to show up in any sort of intense way for another person. But also with the father here, I get the feeling that they see you as someone who sometimes needs assistance in some kind of way, or is seducing them in some kind of way. And they feel as though perhaps the changes that are happening right now within them are intentional on your part. But they also see you as somebody who's really balanced in terms of their ego, in terms of who they are. It seems like they see you as somebody who knows who they are, who is confident in their own skin, and who's friendly to themselves. Let's go ahead and lastly, go ahead and look at what it is that they fear in romantic relationships. And for that, we have rejection, vigilance, and anger. So some things that come to mind when it comes to what they fear the most. They fear the mundane. They fear becoming one of those couples that argues all the time. They fear losing their autonomy and their sense of self, their sense of joy. But there's also a really big fear here of rejection, of putting themselves out there, which is why I think they're looking for something so surface level, because they don't want to be seen, because being seen requires giving people the opportunity to reject you. And this is something that's very scary to them. And with vigilance here, they fear trusting others with their heart. They fear the potential of being harmed because they gave their trust to the wrong person. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. We'll get some advice from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck and see what comes through. Okay, what advice is there for pile 1 when it comes to their crush and this connection? What advice is there? Okay. So we have 2 cards here. We have Dream Journal and we have Alone Time. We'll also go ahead and get an affirmation from the Spirit Junkie deck. What affirmation is there for pile 1 when it comes to this connection? We have, it's safe to slow down, relax, and let go. All right, pile 1, well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for giving me the chance to read for you today, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 2. So today's pick a card reading is looking into all about your crush. So first and foremost, we're going to get into what it is that they desire. And this is really going to be about just what they desire in general when it comes to love and romance. It's not necessarily going to be looking into what they desire with you, but it will give you some insight into whether or not you two are in alignment with what it is that you want. We'll also get into how they're feeling about you, how they see you, as well as what their biggest fears when it comes to love and romance are. So let's go ahead and start with tarot first, and we'll look into what it is that they desire. What is it that pile two's person desires in love and romance? Okay, we have the Page of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Four of Cups. What do they desire in love and romance? The Queen of Swords, the Magician, the World, the Page of Pentacles, the Five of Pentacles, and then on the back of the deck we have the Eight of Pentacles. This is very interesting. It seems like this person has been through the ringer, and at this point they're just wanting peace. They're hoping to find a connection. They want to find a connection that lifts their spirits, that makes them feel good, that doesn't bring them down like their past connections have, that doesn't make them feel worthless, that doesn't have like toxic cycles of people coming in and out, or going up and down, up and down. They're really desiring the connection, the one that's their life partner, the one that has patience for them as they heal. They're looking for somebody who has patience while they work through whatever it is that they need to work through. I get the feeling that they're also hoping for somebody whose love language is words of affirmation. Somebody who can reassure them when their fears of abandonment are triggered. Overall, they want to feel good in the connections that they're in. And I get the feeling that they recognize that a lot of that has to do with them, like that's on them, and they can't put a whole bunch of emphasis or responsibility on another person to make them feel good, but they're hoping that the people that they let into their life aren't the kind of people that make them feel worse. Yeah, they want peace. They want a peaceful connection that perhaps isn't even passionate. Like, I don't see anything here indicating passion. It seems more so like they just want a still, slow, gentle kind of loving connection at this point. They're no longer looking for passion. But that's what I'm seeing. Let's go ahead and look into how they feel about you. So we have By the Book and The Village. So I would say that they feel very comfortable with you. They feel as though you two have perhaps grown together. They feel as though even if time passes by and you haven't spoken in a while, you can always go back to one another and it's like nothing has changed. But the biggest takeaway that I'm getting from this is that they feel comfortable with you, which is very well kind of like what I'm getting in terms of what it is that they're wanting out of a connection is comfort, peace, stability, and they feel that with you. But with By the Book here, I get the feeling that they feel as though there are boundaries in place right now when it comes to you. And because there are boundaries, this person does not want to step across those boundaries or disrespect you in any way. And so even though they feel these comforting feelings that make them feel very drawn to you, they don't want to cross a line that could potentially damage your connection in any way. When it comes to how they're seeing you, we have the martyr, and we have the wolf. They see you as somebody who would make an ideal partner, and perhaps somebody who has also been through the ringer, but they're seeing you as somebody who would definitely put a connection first, would definitely be loyal, would prioritize whoever it is that you are in a connection with, your partner. They see you as somebody who takes other people's emotions very seriously when it comes to how you interact with others, and feeling as though you want to do right by others. But with the martyr here, I do feel like for a select few of you, there is this element of them feeling like perhaps you don't have trust in others anymore. Like you've been through the ringer so much in terms of love, or just in terms of relationships in general, it doesn't have to be romantic, that now there's a lack of trust. And so all of this potential that they see in you, sometimes they worry or they're concerned that you won't ever fulfill it. And that's a very particular message just for a select few of you. For the majority of you, that's one message. And then for the rest of you, it feels like they see you as somebody who would do anything for the ones you love. And that might be the case either way, but there's definitely an element of being jaded for some of you. Let's look into what it is that they fear the most. We have faith, work, and frustration. So there's a few messages coming through. For some of you guys, you might be coworkers, you might work together, and one of the biggest fears that they have is ruining their work environment in some sort of way because they were to have crossed the line in some sort of way. But then at the same time, if that's resonating for you, at the same time, there's this element of being very, very worried that if they do things by the book, if they don't take this step forward and see where things go, they're going to regret it for the rest of their life. So they feel as though they're stuck between a rock and a hard place right now, and it's very scary to them. Another thing that I'm picking up on is that this person might be very involved with their career, and when it comes to love in general, they're very fearful that they would be required to choose one or the other, like a partnership or their career. And that's something that simply cannot happen. They're worried that their career could get in the way of them finding a genuine, authentic connection with somebody. There's also an element here of being very fearful of betrayal. They're very fearful of being betrayed. But let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. These are Sacred Self-Care cards. What advice is there for pile 2? We have sound healing. Interesting. Let's get one more. Okay. And we have make an altar. Okay, and let's get you an affirmation. What affirmation is there for pile 2? I am willing to see my sameness with others. This opens my awareness to oneness. All right, pile 2, well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much, pile 2, for giving me the chance to read for you today, and I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 3. So today's pick a card reading is looking into all about your crush. And how we're going to do it is we're going to pull tarot to see what it is that they desire. And this is just going to be in general, what they desire in general when it comes to love. It's not necessarily what they desire with you, but it will give you insight into whether or not you two are both in alignment with one another. We'll also get oracles on how they're feeling about you, on how they see you, as well as what their biggest fears are when it comes to love and romance and intimacy, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and first and foremost get into the tarot and see what it is that they are desiring. What is it that this person desires when it comes to love? What is it that pile 3's person desires when it comes to love? Okay. So we have the 5 of Swords, the 3 of Swords. What is it that they desire when it comes to love? The 7 of Pentacles and the Sun. Okay, we have the Queen of Swords. What is it that they desire when it comes to love? The Wheel of Fortune. The 6 of Wands. And the Star. And then on the back of the deck, we have the 9 of Swords. Okay. So this is kind of giving me similar energy to pile 1. It's a little bit different, but if you were drawn to pile 1, you may want to go check that one out too. This person's very fearful of love. Very fearful of love. And feels a little bit jaded, thinks that love brings about a loss of some kind. Nobody wins when there's love involved is kind of the attitude that I'm picking up on here. And because of this, they really want something that's going to make them feel safe. They want something that is going to make them feel safe. It's not that they... So they want something that's easy, yes. And I see it here with the 3 of Swords and the Wheel of Fortune. They're hoping to find something that doesn't break their heart. They don't want to be hurt in any way, shape, or form. And they feel as though the only way in which that would happen is by pure luck at this point. However, even though they're looking for something easy, it's not them saying that they're unwilling to work when it comes to love. I do see here an element of being willing to work, but only being willing to work if they feel as though they'll be successful at it. So they want something where they feel as though they're going to have some wins. The Sun and the Star tells me that love is in fact something that they desire. As much as they fear it, they crave it. And they feel as though love can be a very healing thing, and they're hoping to find a connection that will help heal their past wounds. It's something that they really, really desire, is to have a connection, and one that's full of happiness, one that's full of friendship. I think also when it comes to them needing to feel safe, one thing that I'm seeing here with the Queen of Swords and the 5 of Swords is that they want somebody who is direct. They want somebody who can communicate well so that things don't hit the fan by the time communication is had. They want somebody who they can have conversations with without feeling as though nobody has won. And they want a teammate. They want a partner, like an actual partner, not somebody that they feel is their opponent. But that's what I'm seeing for what it is that they desire. Let's go ahead and look into how they feel about you. We have the Unseen and Mending. So I get the feeling that for some of you, this is a connection already, and perhaps it has had some rough times in the past, or even if it's not a romantic connection already, with Mending here, this is telling me that something needs to be fixed, and they have a strong desire to fix it. There's remorse here if there's anything that they did to harm you in any way. There's absolutely remorse here. But with the unseen, I get that feeling of fear again, of them understanding that there's something special to you, to this connection, and not quite understanding love in its entirety enough to recognize what their feelings are. And this makes them very, very fearful. There's an element of knowing here that they don't want to know when it comes to how they feel about you. When it comes to how they see you, we have the detective and the firefly. They see you as somebody who probably knows more about what they're feeling than they do. They see you as somebody who, I mean, with mending here, there is the element of them perhaps feeling fearful that or not feeling fearful, but them perhaps understanding that you've caught them in some sort of lie, and now they have to build their trust with you again. And because of that, with the firefly, they're very fearful that you're going to leave. Either way, they're seeing you as somebody whose light is so bright and they're so drawn to you. There's such beauty here and magic here. But then at the same time, they feel as though that light could go out at any time. You could leave at any time. Perhaps they see you as somebody who's impulsive. But they definitely see you as somebody who sees more to them than anyone else has, even themselves. And they learn a lot about themselves just based on the conversations they have with you. They think that you're very intuitive and observant, and you know more than them, essentially. When it comes to what their fears are, we have peace and we have synchronicity. This goes hand in hand with what I was saying. Their biggest fear is love itself. Their biggest fear is getting what it is that they want. Because if you get what it is that you want, then what? Then you have the potential to fuck it up. It has the potential to walk away. It has, you lose control once you get what you want. Or you have to accept that you never had control entirely. Let's go ahead and get you guys some advice from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle. What advice is there for pile 3? Okay. We have journal. Whoops, why did I flip that upside down? Journal. And we have family. So take those how they resonate. And let's also get you an affirmation. What affirmation is there for pile 3? I seek out happy people who inspire me to be great. All right, pile 3, well, that's what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much, pile 3, for giving me the chance to read for you today. And I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye! Hello, pile 4. So today's pick a card reading is looking into all about your crush. So we're going to start with tarot and we're going to look into what it is that they desire. And this is going to just be a general what they desire type of energy check-in. So we're not necessarily looking into what it is that they desire with you, but it will help you understand whether or not you two are in alignment. We'll also get into how they feel about you, how they see you, as well as what their fears are when it comes to love and relationships just in general. So let's go ahead and look into tarot first and see what it is that this person desires. What does pile 4 desire out of love? What do they want? Okay, we have the Knight of Swords, the King of Swords, the Knight of Wands, the Three of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, okay. We have the Lovers, the Seven of Wands, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Swords. Okay. So the first thing that I'm seeing is that this person is somebody who is a very passionate lover, and they want someone who shares in that passion. Um, this person seems to be somebody who wants to dive deep, dive all in, jump all in, take a leap of faith with another person. Um, they want to get to know somebody on a deep, deep, intimate level, but they also want a partner. They don't want just sex, they don't want just um, passion. They're looking for something that can be long lasting, perhaps fast in the beginning, um, but long lasting. Something that can grow roots and something that they can trust in, that they can depend on. They want peace as well. They're hoping that they find somebody that they work well with, um, and that they can be sweet to. This person seems like a very romantic person who, and I've seen it in all of the piles, in all honesty, and I think it's very common. They want peace in their connections. They want peace, but that's not to say they want something that's boring. With the Knight of Wands and the Seven of Wands, they don't mind banter or flirting or anything like that. They want that kind of excitement. But when it comes to the unhealthy kind of toxic passion, they're not looking for. This person is past that. They are somebody who likes to rush things though. But that's what I'm seeing in terms of what it is that they're looking for. Um, yeah. Let's go ahead and look into how they feel about you. We have number 51, Milk and Honey, and the Stone. This person thinks that you are the bee's knees. Let me just say, there's a lot of attraction here. There's a lot of chemistry here. This person has deep feelings for you. This person sees a lot of potential with you, and they don't think that these feelings and this potential is going away anytime soon. They see what they want in you. If you don't know whether or not they have feelings for you, or if you've kind of gotten the feeling that they do, but you can't quite put your finger on it, I would say that yes, they do. This person thinks that you're the whole package and is very excited by this, but also is okay with where things are right now because they know their feelings aren't going to go away. This isn't just a crush for them. This is something that they see a lot of potential in. And if you two are together, this is just confirming that their feelings have not changed. If anything, they've solidified, and they think that your connection can stand the test of time. And this person loves you 100%. It's very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. Let's go ahead and look into how they see you. So we have the Fish, and we have the Liberator. They see you as somebody who is incredibly free-spirited. They see you as somebody who is different than perhaps who they've gone after in the past. They see you as somebody who is truly yourself. You don't change for anybody. If anything, you're free from the confines that society or that social nuances have placed on you. You're free from them. And because of this, you live in a very authentic way. Perhaps at times it can be a little bit free, like too free flowing, like where there isn't any intention. It's just kind of like wandering around aimlessly. But they find it fascinating. They find you to be magical. They find you to be very special, pile 4. Yeah, very, very special indeed. Let's look into what it is that their biggest fears are. So we have trust, loss, ideation, and caution. So there's a couple of things going on here. The first one is that they fear that sometimes what they've created in their mind, or the kind of person they've created when it comes to people they date, or the kind of relationship that they've imagined, is not reality, and those kinds of things can end up being a huge disappointment later on. Um, they also really, really fear betrayal, which is something that's come up for a couple of other piles as well. They fear betrayal. They fear receiving everything it is that they want and then losing it. And I also get the feeling with caution here that they fear that their own past wounds or their own trust issues will end up being their downfall. But let's go ahead and get you guys some advice. What advice is there for pile 4 when it comes to this connection? What advice is there for pile 4? Okay. We have watch a movie and drink tea. Interesting. They're like, treat yourself. Your guides are saying, treat yourself. What affirmation is there for pile 3? Okay. I see grace and possibility in all of life's challenges, and I trust that my intuition is always leading me in the right direction. Okay, pile 3, well that's what or pile 4, excuse me. That's what I'm seeing for you today. If this reading resonated, I would love to hear about how it did in the comment section down below. Thank you so much, pile 4, for giving me the chance to read for you today. This is something that I truly love doing, and I'm always very honored when I see that people have clicked on my videos, so thank you. I hope that I'll have the chance to read for you in another video soon. Bye!